everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and tonight we are going to make thank you notes. Now these aren't just any thank you notes, these are thank you notes specifically for Christmas. Now I needed to make something that was really simple, that wouldn't take very long, and I needed a few of them to have on hand. I already am behind in who I owe them to, so I wanted to get started on them, but with everything else going on right now before Christmas, I just didn't have time to spend a lot of time doing it. So I'm going to show you the supplies that I pulled out to make these thank you notes, and then we are quickly going to assemble one of them. So I pulled out these silver sequins that I have. I've had them for quite some time. I'm not sure where that I got them, probably Joann's or Michael's or somewhere. So I pulled those out, and I have Silver Ranger embossing powder. I have this older stamp set. It was S1802 Sunny Thoughts, and that was a stamp of a month back in February of 2018, and I wanted just this pretty thank you on it. And then I had these cards, and I can't remember, I believe that they were probably recollections cards. They were cards that were from a box of card bases, and so that's why I'm thinking they were recollections. Could have been die cuts with a view, but they have little snowflakes on them, and I thought that would be perfect for Christmas. And then from there I thought I would use snowflakes as my decoration. So these snowflakes are thin cuts, also from Close to My Heart. I don't know if they're still available because I don't work with Close to My Heart anymore, but I did pull out that set. So what I did is I cut out this really pretty snowflake using glitter paper, also from Close to My Heart, that I had on hand. And then I just pulled some white cardstock, and I cut the size that I wanted after embossing my thank you. Now again, I emboss it with silver. I use Versamark ink, very simple heat embossing technique, and we're not going to go into that tonight. There's lots of videos about embossing. I just wanted to show you the very basics of assembling this card. Now I did pop that up on the back with some foam tape. So I'm going to take my glossy accents and I just transfer it into this little bottle. And I'm just going to put little drops of glue. I don't want a lot of glue because it is wet glue, and even though it dries clear, it does tend to make a little bit of a mess when you are gluing them. And so I wanted to use as little glue as possible, but still let it stick down. So what I'm doing on each of these cross spokes, I am just putting a very thin line of glue with a little bit larger dab of glue down the center, so that center will be really well adhered, and I'm just putting it on. Now before I flip that over, it won't dry that quickly. I want to kind of see where it's going to go. So I take my thank you and I just set it there. It's not adhered at all because I don't want to, it's not quite ready for that, but I just want to be able to position this to a place, and to me that looks about right. And I'm just going to set that down. Then I'm going to gently press. Well, I say gently, it's kind of gently firmly press because I want it to be sure that it sticks. Now remember, not all of the little side spokes are going to stick because I didn't put glue behind them. But Glossy Accents is so strong that once this dries, it shouldn't be any problem even with those floating loose. And it actually might look kind of nice if they do kind of float a little bit. I'm just going to wipe that off with a baby wipe, and then we are going to take our image here, or our sentiment. We're going to peel off the back, and then I'm going to position it to the side. There's a lot of sparkle going on in this card, but I'm okay with that. I just wanted something really simple but yet pretty. So there we have part of it. Now to me it needed just a little bit more. So that's where the sequins come in. So I have to decide where I want to position the sequins. And so when I'm looking at it, and each one of these that I did ended up being just a little bit different from the other one because it was very subjective to how I positioned it and what my brain was thinking about at the time. They're very quick to assemble, but they're definitely not cookie cutter then. So when I'm looking at this one, to me I feel like I need maybe one right about here, and you see I'm just dropping just the smallest amount of glue that I can there, and then I want to go ahead and pull one up over here. Now on one of the cards that I did, I used clear sequins, but I decided that I really liked the silver better. Kind of pulls in that silver from the embossing, and I just slid that right over. There we go. It pulls in that silver from the embossing in my sentiment, and gives it a different dimension, and the clear sequins are just kind of hard to see anyway, so this just makes it a little bit easier to see. And whoops, drop that one. And it is pretty much ready to just go and dry. Now if I wanted to, I could take a glitter pen and maybe put some glitter on some of those background snowflakes, but for my purposes, I think I'm all done. Super simple, very pretty. I have no problem sending something this simple but yet pretty through the mail. So try that. Try something similar. It's not about spending hours and hours to put your thank you notes together. It's about taking the time to make something special, and that's what I feel exactly that we did with this one. And I do want to show you one of the others. There are 2 snowflakes in that set. And so I used some of the others, and this allowed the other snowflake, which was much smaller. This allowed me to use up some of the smaller scraps of glitter paper that I had. Glitter paper isn't extremely expensive, but it's also not like buying white cardstock. So it's something that I want to be sure and be mindful of when I'm using it. So using up as many scraps as I can is perfect. Now, I personally like the larger one better, but I still think this one is very pretty, and it will go through the mail. It's not too bulky. It should have no problem. So there we have very simple thank you notes for this Christmas. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.